as you get older, you realize dyslexia is actually to your advantage. Excuse the way I look. Okay, my dog just went away. He doesn't want to be in this episode, clearly. Welcome back. I have 1 week until I finish uni. Never in my life thought I would complete it. And even now, my brain is telling me, I can't complete this. I literally can't. Even like saying, oh, I finish uni in a week, my brain isn't believing I'm finishing because it believes that I can't even do it. And until I walk in that graduation, or until next Friday, I still probably won't even believe it myself. I don't know. I don't know what's going to make me believe the fact that I've actually just got a degree. And like, obviously getting a degree is the norm nowadays, or maybe not. But for me personally, oh my God, I'm the most dyslexic person out there. I am the least academic person. And that's what I want to talk about today. Being at uni, being at school, having dyslexia, it's not easy. It's really not easy. Growing up has made me realise being dyslexic has actually affected my day-to-day life. And I genuinely thought and I believed dyslexia was just reading and writing. And I always got so frustrated within myself as to why I can never put sentences together properly when I'm speaking to people, or they don't understand me, or I can't understand them, which is a massive one. Me not understanding people and what they're saying, being able to process what they're saying, is so difficult, more difficult than the average person. And I'm not being like, oh, feel bad for me, but I'm just saying, like, this is frustrating because I will be having a conversation with someone and they'll be like, I don't understand why you're not getting it. I've explained 3 times. I've literally told you. How do you not know? How do you not remember? And it's like, I don't even know if it's the fact that I don't remember. I think it's just the fact that I'm not registering what you're saying. Like, you need to literally tell me why, when, how, what time. Like, you know, you need to go in detail. So yeah, that's another thing. So I think when growing up in school, when people would have to teach me different things like maths, oh my God, don't get me started on maths. I'm not even going to get into that right now. I'll get into that later. Dyslexia is almost like gaslighting yourself, because I'll be having a conversation with someone and they're like, how are you still not understanding? I've literally told you 3 times. I'm like, I just still don't know. But yeah, when it comes to learning, I think it's super, super hard for people with dyslexia. But I'll give you a fun fact about dyslexia actually that I saw the other day, is that people that have dyslexia are much better entrepreneurs because they're used to failing. How crazy is that? When we'd have parents' evening, oh my God, that was the most traumatic thing in the world, because the teachers would be like, you know, Corey is not understanding, or she's very much behind the class, she's very slow, and like all this stuff. And it would make me feel so bad. So much so to the point where it has affected me in every single area of my life. Even this podcast, I'm like, oh my God, this podcast is trash. Like, and that's because I look back at myself, I'm like, oh my God, the things I'm saying are so trash, like that they don't make sense to normal people. And I'm pretty sure they do, but like, I just look back and I'm like, how did I miss out that word? How did I do this? And dyslexia genuinely has made me miss out words in my vocabulary. And this is something, when you have verbal dyslexia, I believe might happen. I don't even know, but I'm like talking and I'm literally missing out key points. I'm missing out keywords, and people are like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. And then I get frustrated. I'm like, I literally explained. And it can happen vice versa, where people are like, I've literally told you 3 times. How are you not understanding? I just don't understand 99% of the things. And the thing is, I don't want to label myself as stupid or dumb, because that's me giving in to my dyslexia. But also, I'm not. Like, I also believe I'm not dumb, but I'm just not academically smart. Like, I do think I'm really smart in other areas, and I think, and I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I kind of have to, because people don't really believe me when I say this, but like, I genuinely think I'm smarter than people think. I don't mind people thinking I'm dumber than I am. I genuinely don't mind that. I'd actually much prefer that, because that's less pressure. That's actually less pressure to actually perform. Also, it's so nice when you prove people wrong also. Things like finishing uni. Oh my God, I'd be proving myself wrong. I'd be proving so many other people that didn't think that I could actually achieve anything higher than a GCSE. Like, oh my God, guys, I got a first in my dissertation. Like, I could cry. I could literally cry. Because, like I've just explained to you, dyslexia has been such a annoying thing in my life that I've never ever received an A in my life for an essay. In my life. To receive a first on literally Wednesday, I was like, I didn't even cry. Like, I was just like, I can't cry anymore because I'm so used to crying. I'm so numb. But also, I worked so hard to get that. And that's another thing about dyslexia, is that you can work 10 times harder than the average person just to understand the bare minimum. And that in itself, I congratulate you for, because holy God, like, from trying to understand a simple sentence that someone's telling you to writing a whole dissertation essay. I'll literally give you an example. I have to do a 2.5 thousand word essay before next Friday, and I'm stressing myself out now because I haven't even started it. And to the average person, they're like, yeah, I could get that done in a few days, or maybe even a day. Like, literally speaking to my friends, and they were like, yeah, I can get it done in 2 days or a day. And I'm sitting here like, that's going to easily take me a week or so, like maybe even longer than a week. If I actually want it to be good or readable, it's going to take me longer than a few days. So that's why, you know, people can't understand. They think, oh, you're just lazy or whatever. Like, bro, it's not that I'm lazy, it's that I'm trying to understand what I just wrote. Like, I'm trying to put into words what I'm thinking. It's really hard to put sentences together, basically. Also, self-esteem, can we talk about that? Self-esteem and dyslexia, I believe within my core, are heavily linked. People that have dyslexia are more likely to have low self-esteem, and I truly believe that is because you got told that you weren't good at something from a very young age. You literally got told all the time at school, or shown all the time at school, or felt, because everyone else understood and you didn't, even the bare minimum, that you weren't good enough. Like, that in itself is a problem. And obviously, yes, I am solely blaming dyslexia, but that's probably not all of it. But I think that's a massive part of it. It's all very well understanding that, but also, how do I get over that? I think it's just ingrained in me. I think I've just come to acceptance, but also it's kind of a good thing having low self-esteem, because you're always proving yourself wrong. So therefore you're always working, therefore you're always achieving, and maybe overachieving. That's why I think dyslexic people are actually really smart, because we have to work 10 times harder. We're actually overachieving, because achievement can look different on everyone, and it's perspective to each individual. Like, even that sentence is, oh my God, I struggle to even say that, but how intellectual was that sentence? Like, I'm even smart to have said that. But yeah, achievement can look different on everyone. So if you're dyslexic and you're working 10 times harder to just achieve the bare minimum, that is an overachievement in itself. Because your perception on what you can do and how you can read things is your perception. I have such good ideas in my brain, I can't execute them. And I don't know if that's dyslexia. I don't know if that's just me not being able to process what's actually going on in my brain, but that is dyslexia, isn't it? I struggle to put what's in my mind on paper into a sentence that makes sense. That's basically what it comes down to. But the positive thing about dyslexia also, we tend to be very creative, because we're kind of forced to, low-key. Like, you're kind of forced to be creative because you're not that good at academics, like, growing up, I think. But also, I don't know the science behind being creative and being dyslexic, but I know I can speak for myself, and I can speak for a few of my friends. Like, I can be so bad at English and maths, but put me in a drama room, put me in a room that I can edit or make art or whatever, oh bro, I'm like the best in the class. even then that's me just tooting my own horn. Like, I'm not, I don't believe I am anyway. But as I've grown older, I do prove myself more and more wrong. That I do start to believe, okay, I am okay, like, I'm pretty good, I'm okay. But you still have that thing in the back of your brain, like, oh, but, you know. And also, I don't want to be egotistical. Like, who wants to do that? I don't know what kind of schools you guys grew up in or you're growing up in now, but if you go to a very academic school like I did, where if you're not good at academics, you're not good. Like, that's the kind of view it was. And they always viewed as drama, dance, and everything like that, all the creative arts, they saw that as less than. So that's why I wish I ignored what people said, because if I just solely focused on dance, drama, I would be like one of the best dancers. Genuinely, if I'd put my blood, sweat and tears into something I was good at, think how good you'd be. That's why, if you're dyslexic, think how good you'd be if you just focused on what you're really good at. Because 1, you're used to failing, so you're going to work and work and work till you achieve it. 2, you have to work 10 times harder than others just to understand the bare minimum. So obviously, if you're doing something great, you're going to know that work ethic, so you're going to keep working to be the best you can, and probably better than other people. And number 3, you have a creative brain. Use it. I don't know if this is even a statistic, but I'm just going to throw this out there. I read something about right-sided brain and left-sided brain. Right-sided brain being the more creative side of the brain, I think, and the left-sided brain being the more logical side. I'm definitely the right side, and that's why I'm very anxious and very creative. I'd love to research about that, because I do genuinely believe my brain is heavier on my right side. Like, when I think about it, it's such a weird perception to believe, but Even that, did that make sense? A perception to believe. I don't even know. But maybe that's why I'm anxious. Maybe that's why I am very emotional. Maybe that's why I'm very creative. But also, I really wouldn't change that for the world, because I don't think I would want to be an academic. I don't know, like, it kind of builds like a fun personality, really. Like, I don't think I'd be the person I am today if I didn't have dyslexia, and that's kind of a cool thing. And I feel like people can view dyslexia as really like, oh, I've got dyslexia, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually look at the things I've said today, as you get older, you realize dyslexia is actually to your advantage. If you focus on the things that you're good at already, oh my gosh, you're going to go so far. You're going to go so far. And if you're focusing on the things you're bad at, yeah, you can work on them to just achieve what the average person would achieve without trying. But why would you not want to achieve your best in something that you're good at already? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm kind of at. But obviously that's not to say like you can't achieve what you're not good at. Like, of course you can. It's just going to take you longer, and it's going to take more effort to get there. We don't have long on this earth, so I guess that's the way I'm looking at it. It's like the saying, know your value. Of, you know, you can say you're a bottle of water. You can be in the airport and it costs £7 for a bottle of water, or you can go to your local Tesco and it's 90p. Go to where you're more valued. Don't be wasting your time in Tesco. That's the moral of the story. But if you're struggling, and if you're in school right now, or if you're in uni and you're doing a dissertation, you can push through. And at the end of the day, a grade on a piece of paper does not define who you are, and it does not define what you're good at. If you're good or you're bad, it doesn't define anything. Like, realistically, when have I used the Pythagoras theorem since I left school? Absolutely never used it. So why the hell did I take maths so seriously to my heart? Why did I take it to my core? This is what's ironic about girl math, because I am so bad at maths, it is not even funny. Like, I get my percentages wrong all the time. I don't know what it is. I always go 70-20. That comes to 90, not 100%, Corey. Like, I genuinely dead ass believe that's 100 most of the time. Anyway, but that's just the thing. But anyway, if you're struggling, don't worry about it. Just focus on the things you're good at, and just know everything's going to work out for you when you leave school. You actually don't really need, I know I should probably be a good influence right now, but you don't actually need your GCSEs. Unless you want to go to uni, unless you want to go to college, I guess. But they're not the be all or end all. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not the be all or end all. Because I know I was going through it in my GCSEs. Oh my God, that was probably the most traumatic area of my life. People say, oh my God, just wait till you're in uni. You won't get away with this in uni. Like, oh my God, shut the hell up. Like, the uni has been a breeze compared to GCSEs. Jesus. Because I'm actually doing something that I'm half decent at, or I enjoy. That's also another thing to bear in mind, is that you can be in school and not enjoy maths at all. And if you're bad at it, oh my God, it is hell. It is hell. You don't like it, you're bad at it, you got your teachers telling you you're not that good at it. Oh my gosh, I'd much rather be run over by a truck than do a maths lesson right now. Because also, I don't know about you, but I always had people growing up saying that I was lazy, and it would really frustrate me, because I'm like, I'm genuinely probably the least lazy person you'll meet, because I'm working extra hard just to understand what you're understanding. That's where there's like a line. And this is why when I meet someone that's dyslexic and they just get it, it's so refreshing to my brain. It's like, I don't have to try talking to you, because we can both not make sense to other people, but we make sense to each other. And that's what's the best thing about dyslexia. So yeah, that's where I stand with it. Anyway, I finish uni in a week. I still don't believe I'm going to finish it, because I haven't even started this essay. But I thought, you know what, instead I'm going to film a podcast today. Even though I really need to do this essay, podcast comes first. I don't care. So yeah, anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments below your experiences with dyslexia, or if you have it, if you don't have it. Maybe you're the other side, maybe you're the more logical side. I'm not slagging off the logical side, by the way, this whole episode. I'm not. I'm just advocating for the dyslexians here. Anyways, I will see you when I graduate. Even though my graduation's not till December, but you know, why is it that far? I'm going to be so over it by then. I can't quite believe I've got a degree. Well, I haven't though. But yeah,